Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody. Welcome to our weekly broadcast. I'm Sami, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend was great. We're going to talk about the market, lots to talk about there. We're going to talk about some swing ideas for the week. But before we start, as always, standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss in this video is for educational purposes only. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to download the free ebook. Link for that is in the description. And without further ado, let's turn to the charts and get going. If you have any questions, send us an email, info@t3live.com. And if you want to leave a comment, I'll check them out later on. If you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And let's get going. The market. So this was one of those times in my entire career where I just missed out on the market because it just happened. The top happened very casually. We were very, very bullish, as you can see. Look at the weekly chart. And there was no way for me to predict that this was going to be the top. I mean, there's just no way, objectively speaking, especially if you look at the SPY. I mean, that's how the SPY looked before we rolled over. All out bullish, right? And then rolled over. So, which makes it kind of that much more bearish because it was kind of a surprise thing. Now, did we break the uptrend? Maybe not. I mean, yes, we broke the trend line for sure. But on the weekly chart, did we really break the uptrend? This is a pivot, but it was not a significant pivot. A significant pivot is a pivot that makes new highs. This didn't really make new highs, right? So I'm not so sure that, that we are completely done with the bullish market at the moment, at least when it comes to the weekly chart. I'm not so sure that that the weekly uptrend is completely over. The daily, yes, for sure it's over on the daily chart. And so we seem to have bottomed and we have room now to move up to about the 200 MA on the daily chart of the Qs, the SPY, and maybe even to the 20 on the daily, maybe. But looking at the Qs, the IWM has room to 210. Looking at the Qs and seeing all that resistance over here in the form of, an attempt to bounce that failed, is not very encouraging, meaning any bounce, I think, will be short-lived based on the daily chart of the Qs and the SPY. Okay? So it's not, so this might be the bottom. We'll find out probably by tomorrow if we produce follow-through to the upside or we don't, right? We negate the green bar. Because usually in order to get the bottom, you have to get two nice green bars in a row. So on the way down here, have we gotten two green bars in a row? We haven't. So if we can get another green bar, then that should be the bottom for now. We'll find out tomorrow. But what I'm saying is, even if we did bottom, even if this was indeed the bottom, how much room do we have? Hard to say. I think we have to 570 or so on the Qs. Is that the Qs? That's the SPY. And then to 490 on the Qs. Maybe we get to the 20 also. Maybe. That's a tall order, I think. But to the 200, that's easy, assuming this was the bottom. IWM to 210, and that's it. I mean, that's all I can picture for now. So it's not an easy call in the market. Possible short-term bottom, possible short-term bottom, but that's all I can say about it. Okay? So that's kind of what I'm going with. If tomorrow the market sells off, then it wasn't the bottom yet. Okay? But we'll find out by tomorrow. In terms of ideas, the bullish ideas have not been getting follow through except in the China sector. And I have a few positions in the China sector. The one that bums me out the most is the BABA because I had 1,000 shares and I got out at 138 and now it's already above my exit. So, but anyways, so the US market went through a really strong bullish market in the last several years, as you can see. No denying this bullish market, right, for the last 2 years. Now we appear to have broken the uptrend and turned maybe bearish even. And the China market was going through a downtrend up until the beginning of last year. You see that? That's the FXI was in a downtrend and finally bottomed. And so the China market is definitely in a bullish phase for sure. So the one sector that I like the most for picking long plays is the China sector. The only problem with the China stocks is they gap a lot. They're ADRs. This is the FXI, the ETF, obviously, and you can see the ETF is very gappy, and more so maybe the stocks, maybe not, but they're just gappy. So a lot of times I make a call in the newsletter, buy it here, and it ends up gapping above. Or the CWEB on Friday, I had a call to buy it above this red bar and gapped above it. So it's hard to catch them. This week, I'll tell you right now, I have a call on the LU as a long over the base. Who knows if it will end up gapping above it or not. So it hasn't triggered yet. So that's the issue with the China stocks. We have several positions in the China stocks. We have the BEKE, we have the BZ, we have the TAL, I have the YMM also, and I have 500 shares of the JD. I have a little bit of the BABA, I'm back in it, and I have 1,000 shares of the CWEB. So I have several. But the idea is, can we find a way in? Some of these are gone already, so that's why I didn't even list them. They're gone. Can we find a way in some of these? And I think the answer is yes, because they're not too far from the 20, provided they don't gap. So I like BABA over that bar's high, give it room to maybe at least under the green bar's low, maybe even under the pivot as a long-term play. The CWEB already triggered, but maybe over this bar's high, stop under the green bar's low. So you're gonna have to use wide stops on those because they're gappy. BILI over that bar's high, stop not here, but more like right here, under 1960 as a long-term play. What I'm talking about is the monthly chart, right? What if this goes to 60? Would that be nice or what? Like, the BKE looks much, much higher to 50, honestly. The YMM, I mean, on its way. So there's a lot of room. Look at the JDs, just trying to bounce, has room to 60. Wow, they all seem to have room to $60. So, the LU has infinite amount of room, but I don't think it's ever gonna even reach 13, but that would be the target on it. Okay. So, so that's the sector that I would encourage focusing on. And then the ideas that look different than the market, that are on their own page. One such idea is AIG. Look at AIG and look at the weekly chart of AIG. Love it. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. Long over 83.77, over maybe 83.80, with a stop under 79.40 as a longer term play. Look at the monthly chart of AIG. It's squished because of the big drop. I don't know if anybody was around when it dropped. I remember it like it was last month. It dropped to 8, then it bounced to 13, and then it based, and then I thought it was going to break down, and it popped to 24. That was back here somewhere, and then it ended up going to $50, $60, 60 some dollars before it topped out. I still remember all of that. And then ever since then, the last 15 years, I guess, right, since 2010, the last 15 years, it's been mostly sideways, but it's squished because of how big of a drop that was. And right now, it's looking like it's maybe finally broken out. Look at the base here, sort of, right? And then it broke out. You can see it better on the weekly chart. Finally, maybe broke out. See it? Zooming out so you can see. And so I like it a lot as a long-term play over 83.77, over 84, however much room you want to give it. It's up to you. Stop under 79.40. Okay. AAL and the rest of the airlines, they're not unique because they're similar to the market. The drop is a little bit more severe, maybe, than the market. These lost 50%. I mean, the AAL lost 50%. But you can look at the AAL, the DAL, the UAL. They already bounced a bit already, so those are hard to get because if you try to get them, it's too big of a stop already. So the one that I like the most would be the AAL over that bar's high, 1109, stop under 10, 47 and target maybe up here 1250 or so. Maybe it gets to the 200 also. So the airlines look interesting. Another one that's a little bit unique, which is the 3M. I played it 3 times, 2 of which worked, but 1 time it didn't, which was here. Was kind of a bad entry, but here it is. Here's the monthly, which is the time frame that I like the most. It's like AIG in terms of the breakout and a couple of inside bars almost. And then, if it breaks above, it should be higher to here. It should be higher to 180, maybe to 200. So I like it a lot if it can clear. Maybe it bases another week and then over 156.40 or 50. Okay, another entry, instead of waiting for it to take out the highs here, would be too big of a stop, and a better entry would be over 151.25. 151.25. Stop under the bars low, 140.78. That's personally what I'm looking to do. Well, how I'm looking to play it is over here instead of up here. That's the 3M. PRCH, I really, really like the monthly chart on it. Really like it. I did not like the pullback. That was, I thought, too strong. But maybe if this is a short-term bottom in the market, this will take off. So I like this one over 630. Stop under 550. 550, correct. And as a longer-term play based on the monthly chart. So PRCH, SANA, trying to transition. So it's kind of a cute little entry over $3 even. Stop under 260, or if you want to give it more room, 230. Target $4. Target is kind of written all over it, $4. The entry is over 3. Stop can either use 40 cents or a wider stop, which I don't recommend because you have a limited target on this. If this was a longer term play, then perhaps, yes, use the wide stop. But since it's a smaller, limited target, I would use the tight stop. And then Tesla might have bottomed also. Not that easy because similar to the market, it has a little bit of room, but how much room does it really have? Right? I prefer the TSLL because it's more, cheaper, and it's twice the volatility of Tesla, in which case it would be over 940, stop under 806, and target about 1250 or so on the TSLL. Now, if you look at the TSLL, it's always going to look weaker than Tesla because it also pays 6 or 8% dividend. So over time, it loses some value compared to the Tesla. So, but that's a climactic buy setup on Tesla. So if you think this is the bottom in the market, this would not be a bad idea to get the Tesla, I think, in my opinion. If you think we bottomed. But that's the thing, is that I think if we did bottom on Friday, then it's probably going to be a short-term bottom, in which case Tesla might not go as far as you think it will. At the same time, it lost 50%. It's not I think it's a decent chart. It's a decent chart. And again, I would use TSLL instead of the Tesla, but whatever you want. As far as the shorts go, I don't have a lot. It was very hard to find anything that was good short, almost. So I got 3 for you. The donut, which is very, very weak, and nice base breakdown on the hourly chart. This would be like a swing trade for a few days, maybe under the base, stop above it. To tell you the truth, some of the plays that I'm in, I thought they were going to be swing trades for a few days, and they keep going. XRX, the LESL. I mean, this was shorted up here. Boom. Yeah, so some of them they're following through more than I expected. So this might also follow through better than expected. Under the base, stop above it if the market continues downward. IOVA, I like it even more, but I would love to see it base for a few more days to allow the 20 MA to catch up and then short. But as is, it has a 1, 2, 3 short under 348, stop over 362. And SDA, this was entered into short on this day, it didn't go anywhere. Maybe it's gonna start to follow through under 458, stop over 517 on the SDA. Looks pretty good. Out of the 3, this would be my favorite, but we need to see proof that it's going to follow through, because it hasn't followed through in quite some time. Otherwise, it does look lower. And yeah, that's it with the shorts. I wasn't able to find a whole lot. All right. Hope you enjoyed today's video. And I wish you the best of luck with your trading this week. I hope it's a good, active trading market for us all. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.